massive New York Times bestselling author, Unfreedom of the Press, nationally syndicated radio host, the host of Life, Liberty, Levin, #1 by far in his time slot. On the weekends, 8 p.m. Sunday night, right here on Fox. I call him the Great One. You know, it kind of, I thought our hour went really well. I got good ratings. Then you bring on Attorney General Barr and you beat that. I'm like, wow, I can't win. Good to see you, Great One.
Hey, it happens, brother.
It does. Yeah. It's all right.
All right, let me jump in here. You see this, Sean? You know what this is? It's akin to the Communist Manifesto. This is the Bernie Sanders Biden Manifesto. They put this out. Nobody's discussing it. No newsroom has actually read it. It's not discussed at the Democratic Convention. And by the way, liberty's not discussed. Electricians aren't discussed. Plumbers aren't. It's just a big hate fest. But I want to go through this very briefly, because that's all the time I have anyway. I want people to know what's in this document. It's 110 pages long, how they're going to destroy your country. They want to retrofit millions of American homes and buildings to prevent carbon dioxide emissions and use. What's carbon dioxide? Well, if you're in 3rd grade and you're taking a science class, it's what you exhale, and then plants use it to create oxygen. That's 3rd grade stuff. Encourage more publicly owned municipal broadband networks. Expand public and private caregiving jobs in health care, child care, elder care, and they want them unionized, and they want them to have benefits and imposed by the federal government. Create a postal banking system to expand banking access for low-income families, funded by us. Forge a new social and economic contract, whatever the hell that is. Bail out states and cities. $15 nationwide minimum wage. Massive expansion of public sector unions. Elimination of right-to-work laws in states. This is their proposal. Domestic Workers' Bill of Rights and the Power Act. Further federal guarantees to public sector unions, guaranteed paid sick leave, guaranteed family leave, massive redistribution of wealth through taxation. Federal government will provide affordable housing, federal homeowners and renters Bill of Rights, federal involvement in local zoning decisions and neighborhood economic and racial diversity aimed at the suburbs. Retool assembly lines for zero emissions vehicles. By Detroit, all 500,000 school buses in America transition to zero-emission vehicles within years. Massive expansion of public transportation. Massive regulation of fossil fuels, leading to brownouts and blackouts. You can see in California right now. In other words, they want to end natural gas, coal, and oil. Health care. A public option plan administered by Medicare. They're going to destroy Medicare. The age to enroll in Medicare would be lowered from 65 to 60. It can't handle that. Price controls, taxpayer funding of all abortions, gun control and confiscation treated as a public health issue by the CDC. They call healthcare equity, whatever that means. Climate, national goal of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions for all new buildings by 2030. By the way, you know what greenhouse gas emissions are? You ever drive by the road and you see a greenhouse in the winter and flowers are growing and tomatoes are growing? It's called the atmosphere. In an attempt to create a 100% clean building sector. You can see how they're going to demolish our economy, destroy our smokestack industries. Commit to eliminating carbon pollution. Carbon dioxide is not pollution. We don't get oxygen but for giving carbon dioxide to plants. From power plants by 2035, through new technology and neutral standards for clean energy and energy efficiency, they want to install 500 million solar panels, 60,000 made-in-America wind turbines. You'll never get any sleep. Commit that all jobs in clean energy economy will be unionized. Pursue environmental and climate justice. I have no idea what that means. I'm not done. Create a federal civilian corps of unarmed first responders, social workers, EMTs to go to nonviolent emergencies. How do you know emergency is nonviolent until you get there? Reduce the militarization of police. Yeah, we have all these tanks that the police forces are using. End the use of private prisons and detention centers, including for immigrant-related offenses. Prevent desperate disciplinary treatment of children of color in school and educational settings. Federal standards for training and use of force for local law enforcement. Lower the standard for prosecuting law enforcement officials and expand prosecutions of law enforcement officials. This is in the Biden-Sanders manifesto. Eliminate imprisonment for failing to pay fines and fees. Appoint leftists to the federal courts. Appoint leftists to prosecutorial positions. Man, I better not be running out of time. Reduce pretrial detention. Abolish the federal death penalty. Retroactive reduced sentences. All but end solitary confinement. Abolish prison labor. Ensure 100% housing for formerly incarcerated individuals. What else? Let me just hit immigration quickly. Extend Affordable Care Act benefits, in other words, government-paid health care, to dreamers, immigrants with temporary legal status under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. In other words, government paid for by you health care for illegal aliens. Gee, that won't cause a rush on the border. Support legislation to treat the spouses and children of green card holders as immediate relatives, so massively expand chain migration. Boy, they must be looking out for union workers and blue-collar workers in the battleground states. Waivers to the permanent bars that keep families separated. Support. All right, enough. Here's the bottom line. Any one of these proposals by this crazy left-wing party, that's what it is now. It's been taken over by the hardcore Marxist left. Any one of these proposals will adversely harm the workers in this country, the families in this country, and the communities in this country. It's 110 pages long. For all the talk that they do covering the Democrat convention, for all the yammering about who gave a good speech or that was really great, notice how our newsrooms don't discuss the substance of what the Democratic Party is running on. If they win on November 3rd, everything about your country is going to change for the worse. America will not look like America again. We've tried these failed experiments throughout Europe. We've tried them throughout the third world. You get poverty. You get dislocation. You get massive inequality. You get a police state. That's what they stand for. That's it.
I have another minute for you. I was totally, I gave you extra time.
Well, then let me take it up. I got another minute here.
Of course you do.
First of all, hold on now. There's 320 million Americans. About 18 million Americans are watching this. So the vast majority of us are. Honestly, Sean, I'm watching clips. Who the hell can sit there after dinner and watch this and keep their food in their stomach? Perfectly honest. And look at the analysis. That Obama, that speech. Oh, Michelle's speech was great. This is the nature of the media today. Lacks substance. This 110-page document has been sitting out there. We get superficial reviews of it. People need to understand. They are going to destroy blue-collar jobs. They are going to destroy the assembly lines in this country. They're going to look at California, brownouts and blackouts. That's exactly what's going to happen in this country. Why would you take the greatest country on the earth, the freest country on the earth, the most beneficent country on the face of the earth, despite all these lies about systemic racism, and destroy it? Why would you agree to do that? We've had men and women throughout our history, millions of them, have given their lives to give us what we have today. So I'm calling on all patriotic Americans of all races, all genitalias, all colors. Stand up for your country, because they're trying to take it from you.